different types of muscle: cardiac, skeletal, smooth muscle, when we're in the muscle system unit. So we're going to start with epithelium. And I reminded you that this one covers the inside and outside of your body. The inside of your body, it covers the surfaces. Like if you swallowed a piece of string and you refound said piece of string, remember that terrible visual going on? Oh God, you can't take it back. That's to remind you that's the outside of your body, just like the donut hole is the outside. And epithelium covers all of that. Its claim to fame is that it covers the free surfaces of your body. It lines the cavities and it forms glands. By covering your body, it provides a huge amount of protection. It's a barrier to bacteria. There's different types that we're going to look into, but some of them look like pancakes. And if we have multiple layers of pancakes, do you see how hard it would be for a bacteria to get into it? So that would be a stratified squamous. Now it's coming your way, you don't know it yet. But this one works as a really good barrier. Some of them are designed to be thinner so that they help with absorption. Let's say we took these pancakes and just made them one layer. Do you see how that could help things get in? It would work like a screen door. It could help with filtration and let some things in, but not all things. And it can help with secretion to sweat out and let things out of your body. Along with that, it's covered in nerves. So anytime you can feel like a little ant walking across you, that's telling you how sensitive these nerves are at your surface. So epithelium is known for 5 characteristics. These are the characteristics that are going to let you know that you're looking at epithelium and not at connective tissue or nervous tissue. The first is that they fit really closely together. It's called cellularity. And they have specialized contact, as in they're touching one another. They have polarity. When we've heard about the poles of the planets, this means that there is a top and a bottom. And for us, it means that there is a free surface and a bound surface. Think bound like basement, it's stuck down to something, how your basement's stuck down to the ground. The free surface, this is a free surface, and it's bound down to connective tissue underneath it. That tippy top surface, that apical surface, the one that sticks out, the free surface, the inside of the donut hole or the outside of the donut, has special structures. And the special structures help it do special things, like cilia. All right, have you guys been to a baseball game where they do the wave? Mm-hmm. Can you help me recreate that? All right. Don't worry, it's going to happen more than once. Go! Zero coffee today, you guys. Also very low fitness. So cilia are, I think of them as like little kitten paws. And they bat things out. Have you ever been sick and all of a sudden snot just arrives at your face? You're like, oh. So that's that cilia in your throat, that free surface, and it's going, ew, 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 and batting it out. It's helping move things along the free surfaces of your body. So they're almost like hairs, but they're itty bitty, microscopic. We'll see them in lab, and they propel substances like bacteria and mucus one way or another. So if they propel them up, it's to get them out. But if they propel them back down, they end up in your stomach, which has hydrochloric acid, which can help clean things. There's also microvilli. And microvilli are the easiest to understand if I have you do this. So this is your intestine, right? Join me, come on, Tiffany, it'll be fun. It won't be, but you'll learn something. Okay, so if we have our intestines, this is the entire surface that we can absorb nutrients from, right? As the food hits the side of our intestine, that's where we can absorb things. So this is an apical surface. And if you wiggle your fingers into it, these fingers are going to be your microvilli. And check it out. Now you're not only absorbing from this surface, but also from every edge of your finger. And then look at your knuckle. See all those sweet little dents in your knuckle?
Nice.
Those are extra surface area to increase absorption. So villi and microvilli increase absorption, and so we often find them in our intestines. I found this one to show you cilia all in motion. And what I wanted to also point out is, I always hated this when teachers gave you beautiful gifts in lecture, but they didn't print out in your notes. So here's a stationary one to show you the pattern of the wave that they create. And I wanted to just give a quick tip about what nicotine does to your cilia.
Oh, please don't.
So nicotine, where do you get nicotine? Cigarettes. Vape. Everyone's like, vapes, they're healthy. They're not. They may not be as awful as a cigarette, but they certainly deliver chemicals to your body that are artificial.
Blunts, if you smoke those.
Yeah, there's all sorts of things that can deliver nicotine. And one of the things that I want to tell you guys about is that it paralyzes the cilia in your throat.
Wow.
You guys have heard the smoker's cough? They have to do that to propel things out of their throat because the cilia are like, I can't help you, right? We need those cilia active to be able to get things out of your throat. So that smoker's cough is to help use that motion of your diaphragm to propel it out. Okay, with that in mind, I have a story to share with you. And this story goes with my BFF, Aaron. And Aaron was a heavy smoker. Like more than a pack a day.
Ooh.
And he got really sick in our cell molecular biology class. But you do not miss cell molecular lab, right? You are there for this class or that class moves on without you. So he is in class like this. The whole time I'm like, looking great, scooting away from him. I'm like, you can be part of that lab team today. And then we had Smiley Jeff. I, to this day, do not know his last name. This is a person who was most noted for the most beautiful, brilliant smile ever. Smiley Jeff was just the sweetest guy ever. Anytime you miss class, he had notes for you. He's like, checks in on you. Sweetest person ever. And Aaron starts to feel a sneeze coming on.
No.
Oh, no.
Smiley Jeff is just right across the way from Aaron. And he holds it in. So he's like, okay, it's not so bad. No. Right? And it sneaks out. He couldn't even get his hands up in time. To be fair, he had very small hands. I used to tease him about this all the time. They were not an adequate surface area. I used to tell him to use both hands to pick up a cup, because it was only safe. And he didn't get his tiny little hands up in time. So he went, this loogie comes flying out. And it lands on Smiley Jeff's notes. And Smiley Jeff was like,
You're not smiling no more.
and Aaron reaches across and just takes his notes and goes, I'll give you my notes for the day. Throws it up. And as soon as we leave class, I'm like, can I? He's like, no, I need another day. So I wasn't allowed to tease him until the next day about this moment. And that loogie was, not just ooey gooey.
It was like black and brown.
It was black and brown because it had the tar from cigarettes that his cilia could not help eject from his body.
Oh.
I know. And I bring you that story today to remind you to always wash your hands and maybe put a plastic page protector on your notes.
So it's not the nicotine, it's the smoke itself. It could be any smoke.
So smoking is the way that we deliver the nicotine, but it's the actual chemical nicotine that does the paralysis of the cilia.